everybody, and welcome to a new LP once again. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. We are playing Total War Shogun 2. Fall of the Samurai, of course. Yeah, this game came out in what, 2012? The DLC, I mean. The game itself came out 2011, 2012, I think, for the DLC. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, it's been a long time coming, because I got this DLC when it came out pretty much straight away, played for about an hour, thought, no, not going to play anymore, 1 LP this, never played it, and eventually got around to LPing it 6 years later. Here we are. So yeah, really like this game, really liked Shogun 2 when I played it, LP'd it of course, way back in 2011, right up there as it was one of my favourite Total Wars, just behind Rome, the original one I think, and slightly ahead of Medieval 2. Might be quite a surprise to some of you. But yeah, really enjoyed this one. So I'm looking forward to the DLC. Now, to get me in the mood for this DLC, I decided to watch The Last Samurai just last night, before recording this session, to get me into the sort of frame of mind, into all of the era once again. I really do enjoy that film. This is the third time I've seen it, and I thought, yeah, definitely confirms I really like that film. So I did that. So you might recognise the music from the intro video is actually from The Last Samurai. A second thing, to assist in getting into the whole history of the time period, EmperorSephiroth, one of my viewers and a member on my Discord channel, has kindly written a historical piece, background information regarding the whole situation that we find ourselves in now. So about the whole Shogun and the arrival of the Westerners and how everything sort of fits together at this precise moment in time in Japanese history. And it is an absolutely brilliant read. I'm going to link the document in the description. Feel free to download it and take a look. Alternatively, it's going to be on the Discord channel as well. Feel free to head over there, whichever medium you want. But take a look at it. It makes for a real good read. If you're not up to speed on your Japanese history and you want to watch this, it gives you a really good insight into what's going on, and it really does help set the scene. So thank you, EmperorSephiroth, for that. Right, so let's get this show on the road. Okay, so the reason why I wanted to play this game is I thought it would make for an interesting roleplay. However, we're not going to be role-playing it now, because I'm already doing CK2 in a kind of a casual roleplay and don't want too many things going on at once, so I'm a little bit disappointed about that. However, you know, we're still going to enjoy this, I'm sure. Now, the reason why I thought it would make for a good roleplay is because I personally, don't know if you've noticed, but I do not like at all gunpowder units, gunpowder era in my Total War games. I don't play, I've never played Empire, Napoleon, I just do the medieval, you know, Roman time, ancient, old school, bow and arrow, sword and shield, occasional elephant trampling you down. That's what I do. I don't do shooty. No thank you. So that kind of fit well with my concept for this LP, and that concept was, or is, I am going to go through this campaign not using gunpowder. So the Westerners have come, they're modernising Japan, they're spreading this heresy, this gunpowder around, and all the fellow clans are taking up this new warfare art, this new method of warfare, and no thank you, we are not going to be doing that. We are going to be trying to keep ourselves in the traditional style. Fighting in the traditional way. We are going to support the Shogun to try and repel this scourge. So I thought that would fit completely and utterly right into my personal concept of hating gunpowder. Perfect. Goes together like a marriage. So here we go. So we're going to be so you can clearly see I haven't played this game for any length of time because I don't actually have all of the clans unlocked yet. So I'm not telling you any lies. This is completely, you know, I have saved myself for this LP for 6 years. The clan that we will be playing as is the Aizu clan, which also fits in very nicely with my previous Shogun 2 Total War playthrough when I played as the Tokugawa, who historically did rise to become the dominant force in Japan and were the Shogun, clan for over 200 years. So it follows on nicely because this family was adopted, if you will, into the arms of the Tokugawa, and they are obviously therefore very loyal and appreciative of what the Tokugawa have done for them in the past. In addition to that, they have a strong traditionalist streak, which fits in completely beautifully with how I'm intending to play, because we get a recruitment benefit to traditional units, and also our traditional units will get extra experience when they're recruited. So this is really going to fit in nicely with my plan for only using traditional units, and we get some other little things as well. So this, as I said, it's like a match made in heaven, this LP, and my sort of philosophy for playing a Total War game. So here we go, without further ado, let's see if we can achieve victory, whatever victory looks like, not so sure. Long campaign, which means we have to hold 26 provinces and ensure that at least 50 are held by pro-Shogun forces. Going to hold these 2 highly important settlements as well. We're going to be playing on hard difficulty, which is always the case, and I think that's pretty much it. Battle time will be on in case something bugs out. Don't want any advisor help. Don't want any drop-in battles. No siree. Enjoy the intro. See you on the campaign map.
After the Sengoku Jidai, peace reigned for 200 years. In Kyoto, the emperor continued as divine head of state. But real power was held by the Tokugawa shogunate. For 2 centuries, they ruled with absolute authority. Japan prospered. The people were content. In 1853, American warships changed everything. The shogun welcomed the West and signed the Treaty of Peace and Amity. The gates to Japan were open. Trade was established, but the agreements favored the Western powers. The economy faltered, and the people suffered. In 1863, the emperor overruled the shogun. An imperial decree ordered the expulsion of all Western powers. 10 years of diplomacy cast into the sea. The Western powers gave their answer.
Prepare to run out the guns. On my command, fire!
Emperor brought death to his people. The Imperialists would pay for their misguided actions. Order had to be restored. To strengthen our position, the Shogun allied with the French. We will study their ways and discover their secrets. Only then can we destroy the fools around the Emperor and return honor to Japan. The Shogun must be victorious.
Aizu domain. Loyal to the Tokugawa shogunate for centuries, our family was granted these lands and the clan name of Matsudaira in honor of our service. Now, the shogun is under threat from those who seek to put power into the emperor's hands. This cannot be allowed to happen. Our first priority should be to strengthen relations with those still loyal to the shogun. His seat of power in Edo is close, but there are many lords in neighboring domains who do not share his vision. These seditious elements must be eliminated, their lands taken for the good of our own domain. Finally, if we are to prevent our misguided foes from taking power, Edo and Kyoto must not fall into imperial hands. When full-scale war between shogunate and imperial forces finally comes, the people of Aizu will be there, defending Japan's best interests in the face of adversity. For the shogun!
Okay, so here we are on the campaign map, and I forgot to tell you guys that this is going to be obviously an introductory video rather than a gameplay video, just setting the scene really, and mainly because it's been so long since I've played this game, I'm actually going to welcome you guys to give me some advice as to how best to get us off to a good start, because I got a feeling this could well be a pretty tough campaign. So yes, as we start out right here. The people in the black colour, and we have Fukushima as our settlement. Now, here's where things are going to go a little bit south, because, as I said in the start, this is going to be a playthrough with no gunpowder, all traditional, katana, bow, yari, horseback, all the traditional methods of warfare. This horrible gunpowder stuff will not be used by us. We're going to prove that the old ways are the best ways. So that means that we are going to actually get rid of any of our units that use gunpowder. Which is going to include Matchlock Catchy here. Now, traditionally, apparently, according to EmperorSephiroth's write-up, these didn't used to use guns, but in the game they do. Which is like a sort of double-edged sword, isn't it, really? Because we get a bonus to these type of units, I think, from our bonus here. Do we not get that? I'm sure we got that. Clan trait. Okay. Oh, it's the actual agent. Shinsugumi actions. It's the agent, not the unit. Right, that's fine. So yeah, we can disband these. If these guys carry a gun and fire in the game, we're going to have to get rid of them. So we're getting rid of 2 units before we even start, which is going to hamstring us a little bit. And we can't really replace them with anything other than Spear Levy, because we don't have a building that allows us to recruit traditional units. Now, I can't remember if you can destroy settlement types and replace them with others in this. I have to do some research, and you may have to... Yeah, look, cannot demolish. Bugger. Okay, we're stuck with these things. We're going to have to find ourselves an area that allows us to recruit traditional units. So we're completely knackered at the moment, because we can only recruit Spear Levy, effectively. Nothing else. So go figure. So that's why it's going to be so tough. Similarly, we do have an agent down here, a Shinsugumi unit agent thing, person. Here we have gun and cannon ships. Again, no thank you very much, don't require your services. I don't know if we can actually recruit non-gun ships. I think all ships probably, by the looks of it, are going to have cannons on them. Problem, because these things can actually bombard settlements, they can be used to bombard units on the battlefield. We're not going to use them for that. But I do want some naval presence, if only to scout the map, to unlock other factions and to get a bit of an eyeball on certain situations. But other than that, we're not going to be using these ships to bombard things. But we will, as I say, keep them, if only just for scouting purposes, as much as it pains us. We can't be without ships completely. So that's the situation in terms of the settlement, that's the situation in terms of the units, that's the situation in terms of the ships. So that gets us off to already a bad start. And this faction was down as a hard start anyway. We're making it even harder for ourselves. And where it gets even more difficult, from what I can see, is if we go to our clan development, you can see, with a little bit of delving in, that most of the upgrades on the military side of things, if not all of them, pretty much, are to do with gunpowder. You're getting all different types of gunpowder cavalry, carbine cavalry, you're getting all this good stuff here, shogunate guard cavalry. They all seem to be carrying weapons. Guns, cannons, imported guns here, arms deals there, all very gunpowdery. Which we're not touching with a 10-foot barge pole. So we're kind of out of the game when it comes to military improvements. And on the civil side, this is all just civil stuff. Diplomatic relations, trade buildings, different kinds of buffs to economic growth, clan-wide bonuses, a little bit of upkeep saving, all the kind of periphery stuff that helps in the background, but nothing to buff traditional units by the looks of it. So not only can we not, at the moment, recruit anything decent, but when we can start to recruit traditional units, there's no technology, there's no clan development that allows us to get any additional or get them better than what they start out as. So that's going to make life a little bit difficult as well. So it seems like going through this playthrough in this manner, it's going to be a challenge, I will admit. Now, as I say, completely blind. Not only have I never played as a gunpowder unit in any Total War game gone by in the past, I've never faced a gunpowder unit in any Total War game gone down in the past. And these poor suckers on the battlefield have probably never been shot at with gunpowder either. So we're all in this together. In terms of the diplomacy then, to finish things off, to the north we have friendly clans. We have the Sendai, who we are currently very friendly with and trading with. They're pro-shogun. The Yonezawa are pro-shogun. The Morioka are pro-shogun. These guys don't look to be on the very upper fringes. Our neighbours, the Nagawaka, we are quite friendly with them. In fact, we are allied with them and trading. Of course, they're pro-shogun. So, to our north and to our west, we're secure for now with friendly allies and friendly neighbours. To our south, however, things are not looking quite so secure. We have here the Utsunomiya, who are pro-emperor, as are the Mito as well. So that looks to be where we should be focusing our attention at the very start, is perhaps trying to take this for ourselves, take this down as quickly as possible. Now there is a construction site here, which would allow us to construct a building that allows us to recruit traditional units, if they don't build there first, of course. So that means we should strike as quickly as possible with what units we can muster. And here in Hitachi, this does have a traditional dojo, and this is what we need to enable us to start to recruit the traditional units. So this could well be also a prime target for us in terms of what we need to recruit what we can make best use of. So these are our prime targets, I think, to start with. So yeah, that puts you in the know in terms of the starting position. So well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm particularly looking forward to this, and I just sincerely hope that I do not die in a very quick and painful manner with bullet holes peppered all into my my samurai units. So feel free to leave advice as and when you see fit. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on the potentials of trying this out. Am I doomed to failure from the start? Anybody done anything similar? Can it work? And also feel free to leave EmperorSephiroth some feedback on his brilliant writing piece, setting the scene for us. He also may write some more things as the story develops, filling us in as time moves on as to events that might happen in and around the current map. As far as I'm aware, in terms, we've got to do everything by 1876, which is only 12 years away. However, I didn't know this, but there are 3 turns per season. So effectively, 1 turn is 1 month. So that's a very nice, slow and steady progression in terms of the yearly cycle. So that's quite interesting. Happy to see how that plays out. But yeah. Right. So until next time, when we shall kick off our traditionalist campaign, will we succeed? Or will we end up dead to the last man, like poor old Tom Cruise and his cronies? Until next time, see you soon.